Here. Evacuation order for Malibu, east of Las Flores.
As the emergency alerts continue unabated across Los Angeles, Rachel is returning to the Pacific Palisades.
Oh, 719 Island Street, gone.
It's been home her whole life, but she barely recognises it.
Apocalypse.
Around every corner, almost complete destruction.
This was a little cooking store thing. This is a parking lot for a center.
Firefighting planes bringing water from the ocean to tackle the blazes still raging in all parts of this city. Growing too is anger at a perceived lack of preparedness by authorities.
We shouldn't be seeing this. This is where people need to wake up. Because if you're voting and you're picking people for softness or for the fuzzy feeling you got because they seem like they're good people, I want to know that we're going to have someone in charge.
Then Rachel spots a face she recognises.
Is that Gavin Newsom? That's the governor. That's the governor. Governor, I live here, governor. That was my daughter's school, governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is being criticised by some for water mismanagement as hydrants ran dry while fires multiplied.
So I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
to fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally. You know that. I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
Diminishing winds are bringing some respite for firefighters, but it's likely to be brief. As estimated losses surge, there is still zero containment of this fire. Officials say they don't know the death toll. Dogs will be brought in to search this rubble for fatalities. Jeffrey and his partner Nicole are returning to their seaside community, once a little slice of paradise.
Each one is an individual neighbor. So this was my dearest friend, Gayleen, who I've known for my whole life, 35 years. That was our clubhouse where we would play pool every Friday. That was Ben's house. These are like my closest friends here.
They sift through the dust. In a plastic box, everything they can find. A turtle figurine, a garden gnome, a house name plaque. It's very little, but in a place where the loss is so huge, it means so much.
Yeah, it seems pretty unbelievable that a governor of a state could lie directly to someone's face and pretty much lie to someone and make them think that they actually give a damn about what's going on with them. Right now, as you know, unless you've been living under a rock, Los Angeles, California, at least the place where the richest of the richest elites, the most expensive real estate in the world. Listen to me. This is the most expensive real estate on planet Earth, Pacific Palisades, and it is being burned to the ground. And I mean, listen, when you can run into the governor of the state during the middle of a wildfire just on a whim, you know you're in a place where like important people are losing things, right? But to listen to Gavin Newsom lie to this woman and to make this woman actually think that he
Sources to help
about
rebuild.
her
We're gonna
and that he's going to help her and he's on the phone with the president. The guy's such a damn liar. Like, he literally made up a lie because he didn't expect her to say, well, can you show me? Can you show me what you're doing? Can you show me that you're actually on the phone with the president? Can you like give me proof of what you're doing? And let me tell you something. These people are the richest of the richest. That is the only reason why she was able to hold him accountable to any extent. If this was a regular person like one of us, he would have just walked off on her and said nothing. He would have just did her like Karen Bass did the media guy when she landed at LAX and he was asking her questions and she was just ignoring bro. Like not even just basically ignoring him. She just blew his ass off like he was nobody. That's because to these people, we are nobody. They're not losing anything. So what could they care, right? So notice something. All of a sudden, I want you to notice what the woman said in the video if you watched it earlier. What did she say? People have to start waking up. People all of a sudden need to start waking up. Where have you guys been for the past 5, damn near 6 years where this guy's been in charge? See, listen, I have a message for everyone. When you see these rich people crying because their homes are being burned down, when you see these PDF file perpetuating, protecting people crying because their homes are burnt down, their businesses are burnt down, you shouldn't be feeling sorry for these people. You should be celebrating that finally these people are getting a taste of what they felt was good enough for everybody else. You want to talk about the homelessness crisis? You want to talk about gentrification? These are the people raising the rents on people to where they have to hit the streets and can't afford to live inside and have to live in a car and they have to live under a bridge or go live in some type of RV or something parked on the side of the freeway. These are those people. These are the people building high-rise apartments and stuff in the middle of your neighborhood next to your six unit multifamily unit and skyrocketing the living expense in your neighborhood. These are the people. These are the people whose kids come down into the inner city and rent out an apartment and are willing to pay 3 and 4 times what the apartment is worth so they could live next door to their favorite dive bar so they could walk downstairs to go party on the weekends. These are the people. Worse than that, these are the people who continuously fund politicians like gruesome Newsom, like Karen Bass, and other inept people who literally have no business being in leadership positions. These are the people who put them there. These are the people who shame you and get you canceled and report your YouTube channel and get all their friends to report your channel and your Instagram account whenever you say something that they don't agree with. These are the people who made California the cesspool that it is. So when I see them losing their homes, when I see their houses burning down, I don't feel sorry for them at all. Burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn. Period. Because now they are worried about who's running this state because the ridiculousness has started to impact them. And she's still, when it's her, oh my God, man, get online or get in person with these people at city council meetings. They will be saying the dumbest shit to defend these horrible politicians. They will be using any excuse in the book to continue to support these people, right? But look at what happens when her house got burned down. Look what happened when her kids' school get burned down. His little bullshit, one-line, pre-rehearsed practice excuses, they're not good enough. She ran up on bro to the point where bro security had to get in the middle and she's like, I'm not going to do anything. I promise. Oh yeah, we know. We know you're not going to do anything to him because you probably gave $10,000 or $20,000 to put him in that position. And Gavin Newsom knows that these people aren't going to do anything. He knows that they're okay with smoke being blown up their ass and that they're not going to take any real action to deal with his ineptitude. the state of California tried to recall this guy. These are the rich people who lined the pockets of the politicians to put all these ridiculous rules and add all this nuance to the recall process so that he could still win, because the person basically he's getting all his support, and then the person running against him is having their support splintered between them and 5 other people who want Gavin, who are vying to run against Gavin Newsom. It's all types of BS going on with the election process in California, including but not limited to illegal voting. But these are the type of people who made it that way. Super rich people who are totally unaffected by anything that they promote or sponsor, who are now having to look in the face of who are now having to face their horrible decisions. It's these people's fault that the fire hydrants don't have water running to them. And she's like, there's no water in the fire hydrant. Yeah, because you and the other environmentalist losers voted to divert the water. You guys voted to make it illegal to pump water that comes down on the watershed naturally from Canada. You guys voted to have this water diverted away from the reservoirs. You guys made it illegal to pump water into the reservoirs that supplied those fire hydrants. Right now, you know the planes that swoop down and scoop up water and then they drop water onto fire? Do you understand that right now those planes are having to scoop water out of the ocean and drop it on, try to fly it back to Pacific Palisades and drop it onto the fire in Pacific Palisades? And now the fire is moving towards Pasadena. At first, it was like, yo, this is only going to affect the rich. But now Pasadena got a lot of poor people. Altadena, all those places, there are significant populations of people who are lower middle class and poor in those areas, who have homes that they only own because they were passed down from generation to generation. Who's going to help them as the insurance companies are canceling policies as the fire gets closer to certain houses? This is what I keep trying to tell people. You sit up and act like you give a damn about other people's problems more than your own. And then when you have problems, you can't do anything about it. And that's not even the worst part. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, she is the latest in a long line of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion hires who is now serving as the latest fall guy or fall girl for Democrat ineptitude. If you watch this channel, if you follow this channel, you have heard me time and time again continue to tell you idiotic Democrat supporters, guys, especially the black ones. You guys can criticize me. Oh, he's a Trump supporter. He's dumb. He's that. He supports Republicans, all this stuff. Guys, the Democrats are the ones who are using black African-American people and other minorities, but other minorities aren't dumb enough to let themselves be the fall guy for this crap. But the Democrats are the ones who are using minorities, specifically black women, as the fall guy for their ridiculous policies. Do you ever notice that the white males who sit at the top of the Democrat Party never, ever, 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 ever lose their position due to the horrible radical policies that these people support? Do you ever notice that? Why is that, you think? Because they put the idiotic black women out in the forefront and let them deal with the repercussions of their horrible decision making. Now, Gavin Newsom is the governor of California. Gavin Newsom signed into law to make it illegal for them to pump that water into our reservoirs that feed LA, the fire hydrants, the water systems, and all that stuff. He's the one who signed that into law. That's state stuff. That's state stuff. Do you understand that now Karen Bass, as much as I dislike her, but she is another African-American woman who is taking the fall for policies that are being signed into law by a bunch of white guys and white females who are getting paid hand over fist by environmentalists, by people who are benefiting from the radical environmentalist policies. They don't care about the planet. They don't care. They know that that solar panels hurt the earth more than pumping fossil fuels, because you got to dump them and bury them underground. They know that the wind turbines mess up the ecosystem because it's killing all the birds and stuff like that. And then when they break down or they freaking get old and they go out of operation, they usually try to bury them and they poison the ground all around them. They know that the EV vehicles are creating child slave labor in other countries. They know that, but they are able to convince you, the uninitiated, plebe, that, oh, if it's a solar panel is more eco-friendly than fossil fuels that also come from underneath the ground. They don't care about the environment. They just have found another thing that they can use to manipulate people who don't do research, people who don't go out and search hard to find the truth and find the facts and juxtapose those with what they're doing to make sure that it makes sense. And next is going to be something else. They used to use fear of Russia, fear of China. Remember that? They used to use fear of the black inner city youth who's going to come and kill you. You stop being scared of that. They weren't able to pull your strings like Pinocchio over those things anymore, right? North Korea, right? But this environmental crap, it's got these fools so confused that they don't even know if they're coming or they're going. They can't actually quote or show you the science that supports what they think, but all they know is that someone else that they like or that they trust said it, so it must be true. Now they're voting for policy based on things they've never even proven to themselves. This is exactly how it works. John Doe, 100%. Don't forget, this motherfucker's so dry because they stopped everybody from watering the lawns too. 100%. They outlaw sprinkler systems over here, all in the name of conserving water. Why do you have to conserve water when you have more water than this state could ever need? Oh, to save some tiny fish because a bunch of Indian tribes want to make a big deal about a little tiny fish. And guess what? It didn't even end up saving the fish. It didn't even end up saving the little fish that they was talking about, that they were using as the excuse to rob this state of its substantial water supply. We're literally in California suffering under the decisions of a bunch of people who don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. They're doing what they're doing because that's what's trendy. A bunch of actors. And you hear dudes like James Wood talking trash, criticizing the Democrat Party. He's an actor. Go to hell, James Woods. Go straight to hell, James Woods, because you right along with them. You might differ with them on a few things, but you are just as deranged and liberal-minded as they are, with a little bit of a conservative twist. He voted for what he got. What he voted for. He got what he voted for. Congratulations to all of you. I don't want to hear about anybody in our community donating to these GoFundMes, any of this shit or crap going to these rich elite 1% bastards who literally planted the very seeds that they are reaping from right now. You reap what you sow. You played this, you voted and fought for the stupid shit. Guess what? You're going to get the results. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And now they want everybody else to be feeling sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for not a doggone one of those PDF files. I don't feel sorry for any of them because they don't feel sorry for you. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Oh, you're not working hard enough. You need to get out there and earn a living. Go get a job, loser. That's how they look at you. They go right past the man and woman working hard, trying to make ends meet, and go down and give something to a bum. Why? Because they can give him less, and it'll look like they're doing more. They can bleed this state, rob this state of everything it has. But as long as they distribute a few Subway sandwiches to the bums on Saturday, they look like they're doing something. And everybody's clapping and cheering and celebrating them. That's not how, I'm not accepting that. And you shouldn't either. That's why I said this has to be divine judgment. because these people been messing around with California, our economy, our forest. They won't even listen, Donald Trump been saying for years, and he's not the only one. He is not the only one. Many people have criticized the way California neglects its forest and let the forest bed get all built up with shrubs and dry ass weeds and foliage and all that stuff. It's like a tinderbox. The slightest heat ignites this. And they continue to say, oh, it's the Santa Ana winds. It's the Santa Ana winds. Guys, the Santa Ana winds come every single year. So if you know that the Santa Ana winds is coming, and every year when they come, it creates these fires, why wouldn't you already have the fire engines on standby? Send 10 engines up there every damn day to sit up there and wait to see if anything happens. At this point, I would have firefighters patrolling the damn forest every year during this time, because it happens every single year. I would have firefighters patrolling the damn woods, making sure nothing funny is going on. You could create an entire agency that just does nothing, but during the time when the Santa Ana winds are strongest, they go up to the forest, they go up to Runyon Canyon, they go out there to Palisades, they go up to Angeles National Forest, wherever you got to go, and just make sure everything is good. At this point, I'll be building fire towers. Because, you know, in other states, they have those. They're called fire towers. You go climb up in the top and you can see if any fire or anything is happening. And you report that to somebody else, and then they go out there and check on it to see what's going on. Do we even have that? And if we have that, is there anyone even in the tower? California is being run into the ground by the Democrat Party, just like the country has been run into the ground ever since you guys selected Democrat leadership, when you know exactly what the Democrat leadership represents.
For a president to be criticizing.
Is it appropriate for people in your industry to try to create division and to try to create narratives anytime these things happen? Now, you're not as interested in doing that because Newsom is a D. If Newsom was a Republican, you guys would you would have it nailed to the wall for what they're doing over there. And I know we've dealt with it. We just assume in Florida, anytime something happens, it's going to be politicized by the media. So you guys sitting in judgment of Donald Trump, I mean, excuse me, I think your track record of politicizing these things is very, very bad.
Okay, last question. Newsom should resign and that the wildfires are all his fault. So do you agree with those comments?
I remember when we had the Surfside Tower collapse, I had people from the Washington Post trying to blame me for it immediately without having any facts or anything. Oh, he didn't declare a state of emergency. First of all, state of emergency doesn't mean you can't respond. It's all that. Excuse me?
Biden did it. I think that's what she's saying.
Well, but what I'm telling you is you guys are trying to make an issue of it when I have watched from this seat. In fact, when I got elected governor, I was meeting with some of the other Republican governors, and what they would say is, hey, if you have a natural disaster, just know media's coming at you, they're going to do it. It's not the same. That mayor of LA, if that were a Republican mayor, I could only imagine what that would do. I mean, you know the fires are at high risk and you try to go to Africa or wherever she was to go on some type of voyage. You should have been there preparing and doing that. And yet I don't see a lot of heat being directed in that thing. And so, you know, I'd like to see some balance on how this is done. You could criticize the president-elect, but I think you also have to hold these other people accountable, and I have not seen that.
I mean, Ron DeSantis is 1,000% correct. And everyone knows it. Every single person, not just the politicians, not just the media pundits, every single person in America can see the disparity in the reporting when it comes to someone being a Democrat or someone being a Republican. And what it's called is you're politicizing people's tragedy. You're making this more about Donald Trump and what he's saying, his effort to hold Gavin Newsom accountable, to hold the Democrats in California accountable. They're literally trying to battle him because he's telling the truth. He has been warning Gavin Newsom about this since 2016, 2017, because it happens every single year. Since Trump was last president, it's been almost 10 years. It's been 9 years. Every single year, there has been out of control fires where people have lost homes in California. Go back before 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013, 2012, 2011, 2010, 2009, 2008, 2007, 2006, 2005, 2004, 2003, 2002, 2001. There have been fires in California during this time when the Santa Ana winds are the highest. We've been dealing with this for damn near 30 years. Back when California had decent governors who actually paid attention to what was going on, and they went and they cleaned the forest bed and they made sure the fire hydrants had water coming to them. The country, the state has been run for many, many, many hundreds, 100 years or more before Gavin Newsom came in, before Jerry Brown was elected, and before he came back. You didn't see this stuff happening under Arnold Schwarzenegger. You didn't see this stuff happen under old Moonbeam in his first term as governor. You didn't even see this stuff. You saw this stuff happening under people like Gray Davis, people who are inept, right? And now it's getting worse under Gavin Newsom, because now the Democrats have total control. There used to be somewhat of a balance in California, at least in the state legislature. But they've totally taken over. And as they've taken over, everything has gone downhill. You pay taxes to these people. We have the highest taxes in the country. The highest taxes in the country. And fire hydrants don't have water. Not because there's a water shortage. Not because there's just not enough resources to go around. We don't have water because the politicians are letting high school kids, and it really ain't kids, and it ain't really college kids. You know, it's corporations who are benefiting from this stuff. But they are using the feelings and emotions of a bunch of people whose parents pay for them to live as an excuse to hurt you and your family, to hurt working class American people whose families depend on them. And do you notice how you keep hearing about all the rich people and they lost their multi-million-dollar home? Guys, listen, they got homeowners insurance, but these people also have money to build houses and stuff back if that's what they really want to do. And at the end of the day, they still own the land underneath the house, so they can rent that or let's sell it, whatever they want to do. But do you notice you never hear anything about the people who lost their jobs up there? The people who freaking get on the damn bus or get on the train or drive their little putt-putt vehicle all the way up to Malibu every day, all the way up to Pacific Palisades every day to work in their restaurants and their coffee shops and their freaking yoga freaking gyms and check the parking meters out there and all types of stuff. You don't hear anything about them and their livelihoods that they're losing, them being unable to work, them being out of work and unemployed. What about the insurance for them? I'm trying to tell you, these people don't give a damn. If you don't make over $1.5 million a year, they couldn't give a damn about you. And even if you do, they still don't give a damn about you because this is old money. And you would be a damn fool. You would be a new fool if you wasted 1 ounce of empathy on these people. I'm just telling you the truth. Some people are not going to like this, and they don't have to, but this is the truth. I am in California. Right now, we have to breathe the freaking soot and sulfur and smoke from their homes going up in flames because of something that was totally preventable. It was totally preventable. A fire breaks out. Fire department hooks up to the fire hydrant, runs the hose, and they hit that hole from all the different angles with 10 fire trucks making a line, just battling that flame. That's the way things used to go. But in the new order, in the new world order of third world California, fire hydrants don't work. Mexicans got on boots. No, I'm just kidding. That's a funny comedy thing I like watching. But fire hydrants don't work. The hydrants don't hydrant. You remember back in the day, the kids could turn the thing on the fire hydrant and water would shoot out and the kids be playing in the water and shit? You ain't doing that in Pacific Palisades. These people literally hate America. They hate everything about America. And so they do everything they can to turn America, or at least certain states in America, into socialist utopias. But do you know what the common denominator is in all socialist societies? What is the first thing that goes in socialist societies? Anyone who's familiar with socialism can tell you the first thing that goes are the public services. That's the first thing that goes in every socialist society. The public services, the things that the people willingly pay taxes for to have at their disposal. That's where they steal from first. And then when that is no longer enough, they start stealing from the private interest. They go and start taking people's businesses and putting their cousins and their uncles and their brothers in charge. That's how these people work. And where in the place where you have the most radical socialism, the people who are the most radical with their voting policies. Do you notice how hellfire just burnt that place up first? See, it has a slow effect on everywhere else because there's still some people with common sense. But in the place where the people are the most just ridiculously radicalized in support of this stuff, look at them. And now they're crying, oh, my decisions that I made backfired on me. Feel sorry for me and give me money. Do I look stupid to you? Why the hell does Sarah Michelle Gellar need my money? Why the hell does Ricky Lake, they burned down Ricky Lake house. Y'all remember that fat white lady, Ricky Lake? Her house got burned down. Why does Maury Povich need my money? Just ask me that. Why should I give my money to James Wood, a dude who got streets in Los Angeles named after him? Tell me. Why do they need my money? Because you guys are the suckers who feel sorry for a bunch of people who literally hate you. They hate you because you won't work in their house and watch their little badass kids for $2 an hour. How dare you sit across from me at Ocean Prime or Mastro's? How dare you sit across from me? I come here every day to eat so I don't have to see people like you. But you done got a bonus at work or it's your damn birthday and you sitting up in my favorite restaurant that's around the corner from my house. They hate the fact that you have access to their spaces. They do everything they can to get away from you. And then some of us find a way to crawl our way up like a bunch of roaches coming out after the lights go out. That's literally what they think of you. And they house burned down and you out here crying, I just want to send prayers. Like, God damn them straight to hell. I don't care about these people because they don't care about me. And it's not something that you say, it's something that you do. And every single year, as a man, as a black man, but as a man, period, I have to deal with these freaks trying to come for me and come after my children and indoctrinate and groom my damn kids to fit their to be like lambs to the slaughter for their perversion. I'm sick of it. And they're getting everything that they damn deserve. Oh, people are looting up there. They should loot. Go loot these bastards. Because you know why? Because when they allowed the governors, the Democrat mayors of California to pull back the police force and allow these bums, degenerates, Pookies, Ray Rays, Juans, and fucking Jorges to go in and loot our neighborhoods, destroy the businesses in our neighborhood. Guess what? Nobody cared. They said they didn't loot in Malibu, and they were good. And now we're good, and they're not. Let them feel the pain of their decision making, because that is the only way they are going to even think about changing the way that they do things. And the longer you let them sit in it, the more they're going to get sick of dealing with what they're dealing with, and they're going to try to make a change. Now, I want to get back to the point about this lady, Karen Bass, being the latest of a long line of diversity, equity, and inclusion hire African Americans who basically are becoming the fall guys for the Democrat Party and their horrible policies. Listen to what I'm telling you. Jamal Bowman, Cori Bush, Kamala Harris, Kamala, Nina Turner, Tiffany Cross, Joy Reid pretty soon, Don Lemon. Let's go. The list goes on. Brandon Johnson pretty soon. Fonnie Willis. Let's keep going. Kwame Kilpatrick. What was the Lance Bottoms in Atlanta? Maxine Waters, nephew. Rex Richardson in Long Beach, where I live. Black people are just the dummies, the stooges of the Democrat Party, because every time one of their radical ideas doesn't work, one of us gets fired. Because we're the dummies who stand on stupidity. Jasmine Crockett gonna be next. We have literally become the stooges of the Democrat Party. We vote to get them elected. Then we put our people up in there on the front line of their stupid ideas. And when the shit hits the fan, our people end up fired and they retain power. You done lost Jamal Bowman, Cori Bush, Fonnie Willis, Tiffany Cross, Nina Turner. You done lost all these people. You've lost all the Brandon Johnson's on his way out. You done lost all these people. Joe Biden's still in charge. During Joe Biden's presidency, like 10 black major national representatives, like representatives for their state, lost their jobs in the White House. Like done, gone, got whooped up and pushed and sent to home. But do you notice how it always ends with them still being in power? Nancy Pelosi's fine. Joe Biden is fine. I mean, he lost to Trump, but he can't run no way. Joe Biden jumped out the way to let Kamala lose in a historic defeat. People sit up and be like, Joe Biden is jealous of Kamala. He thought he could beat Kamala. You guys are crazy if you think that. Joe Biden got out the way because they told him, bro, you're going to lose in a landslide. Save your legacy and let this damn bed wench take the fall. And that's why she really didn't show a lot of enthusiasm when she was running for president. Because she knew she had been selected to take the fall. To take the people are like, she's going to run again in 2028. No, she's not. You don't come back from that type of whooping. She's going to run for California governor. Bullshit. When you lose the way Kamala lost, your reputation is totally done. Somebody like Arizona, the girl in Arizona, Carrie Lake, she lost a bunch of really close races, right? But she's lost the race like 2 or 3 times. She's done. They're not bringing her back. But her losing that race 2 times or 3 times or how many times she lost, even that is not as damning as Kamala Harris losing the popular vote to a Republican that people hate. She literally was a diversity, equity, inclusion fall guy. And that's what I'm seeing when I look at somebody like Karen Bass. She is literally the diversity, equity, and inclusion fall guy. The woman is not even qualified to be mayor. She can't talk. She cannot talk. I don't know how these people are getting into public service and getting jobs like mayor, vice president. They can't even talk. It's not about you. A woman's strength is running her goddamn mouth. How are you a woman who get on stage and can't put 3 words together? Understand that. And you might be black, like, what does that have to do with me? I'm an African. Dude, she's on her way to Ghana. She was in Ghana before she came back to deal with this. Coming to an African continent or country near you if you think you're exempt. This is why I keep telling people Pan-Africanism is a global effort. We're on the front lines of the bullshit, the funny stuff, but it's spreading. And if we don't address it and call it out and let people know that they need to be prepared for this mess, it will spread. Why is Karen Bass all hot in the pants for the new president of Ghana? Why did she come down from her mansion and say, I'm a fly to Ghana for his inauguration? She ain't never did it before. But all of a sudden, she all up in the mix. Why do you think Roland Martin is always over in Ghana talking about, yeah, I love Africa? They only go to one place because that's the country that they're targeting with their gender-bending crap. Understand. Hear and understand what's going on. Now let's listen to LA's fall guy, because she's probably about to be out of here once these rich white people have her ass for lunch because she let their houses burn down. She's probably going to be done. So we might as well let her give her last words, read her own last rites, because she knows she's effed.
Panic state. It began 2 days ago with the Palisades fire. My crew and I arrived shortly after it started, and for several hours we watched as hundreds of homes in a neighborhood burned to the ground. We did not see a single fire engine. We watched as Good Samaritans guided traffic. There was fear and there was a lot of confusion. You were out of the country at the time. Shortly after the fire started, a press release was put out warning of this fire behavior. My question to you is, what explains this lack of preparation and rapid response?
Let me just say, first and foremost, my number one focus, and I think the focus of all of us here with one voice, is that we have to protect lives, we have to save lives, and we have to save homes.
That's not what he's asking you. The homes have already been lost. The lives have already been lost. He is asking you, is there any justification for you not being in your own city, for you choosing to get on a plane knowing these fires were raging out of control and going to another country with no regard for the potential losses that were going to happen during this season, where for the past 30 damn years, at this time every year, people's houses and stuff have been burning down. Well, let's talk about my priority is to save homes and save life. You can't save any homes. There's no water, Karen. There's no water, Karen. So how are you going to save the homes? Are you going to become Storm from the X-Men and put on a damn thong and a damn cape and fly up into the sky and say a damn African poem and make water start coming out of the sky? You can't save anything. You can't even save face. That's how much you can't save anything. But you're just going to keep deflecting to meaningless word salad, sounding just like who? Kamala freaking Harris. Mamala. Sounding just like Brandon Johnson. Sounding just like Cori Bush. Sounding just like Jamal Bowman. And you guys are voting for these people. So if they're stupid enough, what does that make you? I'm not dumb. Well, you're dumb as you're emotionally dumb because you vote for these people out of emotion. I've heard Karen Bass talk several times. Never did I think this woman would be mayor of Los Angeles. I promise you. If you told me this lady will one day be mayor of Los Angeles, I would have said you a goddamn gonna lie. Yet here she is.
Rest assured that when let me finish. Rest assured, when that is done, when we are safe, when lives have been saved and homes have been saved, we will absolutely do an evaluation to look at what worked, what didn't work, and to correct or to hold accountable any body, department, individual, etc. But my focus right now is on the lives and on the homes.
Do you think your leadership was effective while responding to this disaster?
I just said what I believe is the most important thing for us to do right now, and that is going to continue to be my focus. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, except that's not getting done, right? That is not getting done. You're definitely not saving any homes, okay? People are evacuating, and maybe that's saving lives, right? But yeah, you're definitely not saving homes. You're not saving property. Schools are burning down, and you're not containing the fire, right? All of these fires have 0% containment, right? As in,
so basically she's saying oh, well, you can ask whatever question you want, but I'm going to keep on focusing and deflecting onto a bunch of things that I potentially want to do. But I'm not currently doing them. Lady, are they even trying to like divert water to the reservoirs that we have so there can be water pressure? These people don't care about you. These people care. Listen, one thing I'm noticing about this new Democrat Party, like the way they are these days, they don't tell you that you're wrong about what they're doing. They don't say like, oh, you're lying about what you're saying, because they know you're not lying and it's easy to prove. What they do is they just deflect. They just try to call your attention to something else, hoping that it'll distract you from them not doing their job. And that's what she was doing. I'm going to focus on the things I think are important. Lady, how about you do something you've never done? How about you focus on the things that the people think are important? Because that's what you're supposed to do as a representative of the people. What do you guys think is important? Have you ever been around rich people? They have a bunch of shit that doesn't even matter that they think is just so important. And as a poor person, you're like, dude, that has nothing to do with anything. It makes no difference in your life at all. But you're all about it, right? I mean, I know rich people who are like, I want all my dishes in my house to be sur la table. Man, a poor person, middle class person, man, a pot is a pot, bro. And if it's nonstick, thank God. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go out and get the big ass 30-piece set from Walmart. And the fake nonstick shit. It say nonstick, but your eggs is burning. You like, damn, they said it was nonstick. Or you gonna go up in Marshalls or Ross and go get the big, you gonna get the fancy shit, but at a discount. They gonna sell it to you individually, piece by piece. That's us, right? These people talking about, I want the whole Sur La Table catalog delivered to my front door. Most of us don't even know what Sur La Table is. I only know because I got some family members with some expensive taste. Understand, to them, things that are meaningless have a lot of value. Shit that ain't got to do with nothing, have nothing to do with living life. They're so rich that they can be totally focused on the nuance of life. Those are the people you want making the decisions for you? Are you serious right now? Somebody who gets a flat tire and says, you know what, just give me all new tires and all new rims. My boy used to work at a car dealership for Mercedes. He said, bro, somebody will roll up in here, they'll have a nick, like a scuff on their rim. Like they'll hit the curb and their rim will get scratched. They'll be like, just give me all new rims and all new tires. And you could keep these other ones. Ask me how I know, because I used to go over there and get tires from him and put them on my damn little raggedy buckets. He'll hit me up, hey, bro, I got some new tires and some new rims if you want them. Straight up. Because there's people who live like that. And what I'm trying to tell you in California, right? We have allowed these type of people to take over our state. The job of the middle class is to keep these crazies in check. They're crazy. We know they're crazy. They're rich. When you get so rich, you just lose it. You start touching little kids and shit because you got nothing better to do. But that's where the middle class comes in, to bring them all the way back down to reality. Okay, Mr. Freaky. We know what you're into, but you're not doing that shit on our watch. We've Jesus, take the wheel. The middle class of California have failed this state. We've totally took our hands off the wheel so we could pretend like we are so concerned about all these little bullcrap issues. It's really disgusting, if you ask me. It's really disgusting, if you ask me. Let's play some more.
Alert was accidentally sent out telling people to evacuate. Take a look.
Oh, yeah. He's talking about I'm way in Long Beach, dog. We're nowhere near Pacific Palisades. Why did the homegirl call me freaking out talking about, hey, they just didn't issue the evacuation alert for Long Beach. They tell us we got to evacuate. Then 10 minutes later, they said, oh, disregard that. That was an accident. This is what I'm telling you. How often has that happened in history? A fake evacuation alert during a time like this? These people are just, every time they are put to the test, they are proven to be failures at leadership. Every single time. Gavin Newsom, I'm going to fix the homelessness situation. It's been decades since he was lieutenant governor. He ain't put a dent in it. And he spent billions and billions and billions of California taxpayer dollars. Whatever happened to the railroad? They were supposed to have a train that got you from San Francisco to Los Angeles in like 2 or 3 hours. What happened to that? Never happened. Then they said, we're not going to make it go to Los Angeles. We're going to make it go to like the halfway point. Still ain't here. But guess what? Gavin Newsom didn't put billions and billions of our taxpayer dollars into it. He secured a bunch of billions in state government federal funding. Trump gave it to him, and he just squandered it. So he couldn't fix homelessness, couldn't build his little railroad project, couldn't fix the housing situation, can't fix the fire situation. Who keeps voting for this guy? Who keeps walking into a voting booth and saying, you know what, I think this guy's the best option? The scarier thing is who's going to vote for this guy for president in 2028, because you know he's running. There will be people that vote for him. Because why? Because it's blue no matter who, baby.
We're just mapping out here are under mandatory evacuations. And obviously you can hear all of our phones are going off some type of alert, an evacuation warning, it looks like.
Yeah, my alert reads, This is an emergency message from the LA County Fire Department. An evacuation warning has been issued in your area.
Yeah.
This is what this looks like.
Remain vigilant of any threats and be ready to evacuate. Gather loved ones, pets, and supplies. Continue to monitor local weather news and the webpage alertla.org for more information.
Yeah, so these alerts come, based on where you are.
It's like on my phone.
Yeah, and here we are in West LA, and we're getting an alert. We'll have to look into why. It would not be from what we're talking about right here up to the north.
Wow. That is Democrat leadership, guys. That is Democrat leadership, okay? At some point, right, the liberal media has to admit that incompetent people are running California and Los Angeles, right? Mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. Leaders,
they'll never admit that. I don't know why or how the mainstream media got beholden to the Democrat Party to lie for them and make up excuses for them. I don't know how that happened, what they did, right? But there needs to criminal charges need to start being filed against these mainstream media companies and against these politicians, because this is, to me, criminal negligence at this point. Sarah Michelle Gellar, the guy who plays what's the guy who plays Shazam in the movie? You guys know the little kid who plays Shazam? What's that guy's name? That dude got on Twitter today and was like, bro, this is criminal negligence. Zachary Levi. I believe his name is Zachary Levi, the older guy. He literally was like, this is Sarah Michelle Gellar, James. The Hollywood elites are now turning on them. They're literally calling them criminals. I love this. Guys. Pan-African is in the MAGA cult. So as a person who lives in California, who doesn't want to see my house burned down, as a person who lives in California who actually likes the state I live in and doesn't want to see it ablaze because of Democrat ineptitude, I am in a cult because I'm saying I am in a cult. Listen, this is the logic of Negroes. I am in a cult because I am saying that the people who are elected to run the city, run the state, the people who we vote and put in office are supposed to do their job. I'm in a cult for that. Do you guys realize how dumb these people sound? You're in a cult if you expect the politicians who you pay with your taxpayer dollars to actually do the job that you pay them to do. Is that not crazy to you? And y'all run with these folks. These y'all people. Look. There are fires in GOP states. Do you call them DEI? Name the states. Are the fire hydrants not working in the GOP states? Name one. There is no way that there are states and countries that are way more dense with forests than California, but they don't even deal with this level of fires every single year. Yeah, Georgia, the fire hydrants are working. The fire hydrants are working. They didn't cut the budget for the fire department for what's that county that Atlanta's in? They didn't cut the budget for the county where Atlanta sits so that they could put more money into the regulation of medical marijuana. Mississippi, same thing. You could talk all day, and guess what? Their fire hydrants work. Their services might not be on par with some of the bigger states, but when they need a fire put out, they got firefighters to put them out. My cousin's husband in Atlanta is actually a firefighter, which is funny. I don't hear bro talking about they trying to worry about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Got trannies and stuff running around with water hoses. They probably like that. But this is where we're at. This guy, Dezik Mezik, he's so gone with his radicalism, he can't even identify with just basic human concerns and needs. That's like you like, I'm hungry. He's like, oh, you're in the mac and cold because you're eating a sandwich with cold cuts. What? But he's the perfect representation of someone in California. Everything, it has to be about everything except dealing with the problems that these people refuse to take care of as our elected officials. Nothing else. This guy talking about Georgia and Mississippi, we up in California burning down to the ground. And he like, they ain't doing that in Mississippi. But that's these people. That's these people, just dumb. Stuck on stupid, if you will. No offense. I'm telling you. These people have entered into a state of psychosis with their obsession and hysteria surrounding Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just a man. Y'all treat this dude like he's a god.
Of the Democrats in California's state house about. Take a look.
I could take a couple of questions. I do have to jump on a call here.
With that, I mean, with what you just mentioned and kicked off here, is now the right time to have a special legislative session on allocating money to fight Trump in a way that you could already do without a special legislative session?
So I'm here to address these wildfires. This is a historic wildfire. This is a historic event. These wildfires, as I mentioned, are going to be quite possibly some of the worst wildfires and disasters in the state.
But minutes ago, your
history.
house, while this wildfire is happening, and while people are trying to understand what's going on and are worried about disaster relief, worried about the ability to get homeowners insurance, your chamber gavelled into a special legislative session to prepare for Donald Trump in a way that you are already able to do without a special legislative session. So again, is now the right time for that?
So certainly our focus right now is Speaker Ashley. At this moment, my colleagues and I, we are acting with great urgency to ensure that we're providing much needed relief to Angelenos, to ensure that we understand what it's going to take for this region to recover, and to support those that have been most impacted by this disaster. The response from our first responders has been unprecedented, and they're doing all that they can to control and contain.
He's literally reading this off of a note, off of a piece of paper. Look at this guy. He's literally reading this off of a piece of paper. You need to read off a paper to say our first responders are doing everything they can and they're doing a great job. You have to read that. That shows you how disconnected these people are. These people couldn't care less about what's going on in LA. They're worried about how we're going to retain power when Donald Trump gets elected, because too many Californians voted for Donald Trump for them to be comfortable. So now it's about how are we going to fearmonger now to keep these people from flipping this state back to red? That's all they care about. The Democrats' number one objective is the retention of power at all costs. Look, watch when he starts talking, when he actually starts, watch when he actually starts trying to respond to this woman's question, because she's going at him. And I like that. I appreciate these news channels who sending their little pit bulls out to get on these dudes. Watch when he actually tries to answer a question. He's like, I'm so unprepared for this. I got to read this. Look, these are company notes that they've given to all these damn California politicians.
To Angelenos, to ensure that we understand what it's going to take for this region to recover, and to support those that have been most impacted by this disaster.
Literally just reading this. Shut up. I'm just going to give you this rehearsed stuff that they gave me, this written down stuff that they told me to say, and you're just going to accept it. You're just going to accept it, and you're just going to like it, and you're going to be quiet. Come on, man. Donald Trump, a 70-some-year-old man, and he talking better than these young men, relatively young men.
This is the response from our first responders has been unprecedented. And they're doing all that they can to control and contain, again, these multiple fires. They're doing whatever they can to ensure that that they're keeping people safe now, and again, in anticipation and in preparation for recovery. And as a state, as a legislature, we will do everything we can to support that recovery.
Yeah, so I think that CNN and Abby Phillip should probably take notes, right? People would probably watch.
Oh, man, these people are literally, I don't know if you guys saw the situation on CNN with these people. Literally, like the hosts are doing their damnedest to try to defend the Democrats' ineptitude. And I'm just like, what are they giving CNN to just like look stupid, trying to say that this is not Gavin Newsom's fault, this is not Karen Bass's fault. And you know what's funny? They don't even defend Karen Bass. They only defend Gavin Newsom. They're like, yeah, lead her like a lamb to the slaughter. Let them have her. Give her to the crowd, but just protect Gavin. Why? Because they're already preparing for 2028. They're trying to keep Gavin Newsom's, they're basically trying to rewrite Gavin Newsom's history, hoping that you have a short memory. See, he's going to be out of office. I don't think he'll get I don't think he can even run for re-election. Maybe he can, but he's not going to get reelected if he does. Probably. Who knows? In California, it's weird. But when he's out, he'll probably like just leave willingly. And then they're going to try to take him out of the limelight for a little while. And then when 2027 come around, you're going to start seeing him real busy out in the media, going around, doing the little media talking tours, doing the little interviews, and he's going to announce his candidacy. That's what's happening. He was actually supposed to be the candidate this year, but they understood but they bet on DEI. They bet on DEI, and DEI is proving itself to be an utter failure. Everyone's sick of this crap. 100% tired of this mess. And people are not going to take it anymore. Just because this person's a woman doesn't mean she deserves the job. Just because this guy's black doesn't mean he deserves the job. The person who deserves the job is the person who's most qualified for the job. They're putting like all types of people in these positions as firefighters. What about all the brothers that's out here in the fire camp risking their damn life, right? They're risking their life in fire camps for pennies on the dollar every single day to help fight these fires. They get no credit. They get no credit at all. And then when they get out of jail, they can't even apply to go work for the fire department. But no, damn near not everything firefighters know, but they've showed competence. They show competency when it comes to being able to safely fight fires in the forests of Los Angeles. You need more firefighters. That's where you should be recruiting. Nah, bro. We gotta go into the heart of Manhattan Beach and get that little white girl out of the bartender and make her become a firefighter. Let me play this clip real quick, and then I gotta show y'all. I'm gonna find this video where the new fire chief, who's proud to be LGBTQ, talks about if your husband is in a burning building and he says a female firefighter can't drag him out. Oh, well, your husband is in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's their mindset. Oh, they should give us a chance to do the job equally. No. You don't want to do the job equally. You want to get the equal paycheck. That's it, for doing less work. I'm sorry, but man, woman, or child, if I'm in a abandoned building, well, they're gonna leave me because I'm fat as hell. Many firefighters have already told me that you're done. They're gonna go with the people who are easy to drag out. But the thing I'm telling you is, if you, man, woman, or child, have to pick who you want to come drag you out of a burning building, let's say the building 5 stories, and you need a firefighter coming in and drag your ass out. Do you want little Susie Q, 120 pounds soaking wet, swallowed up by her gear, to come in there to get you? Or do you want big ass beefy Brad Beefcake to come in there and drag you out? The choice is simple. The choice is obvious. But because someone wants to live in La La Land, Lulu Land, we got to play stupid games and receive stupid prizes. Let's play this. The comedian Adam Carolla, he's always been against this DEI crap since forever. And this has just gave him more fuel for his fire. This just gave him more bullets for his gun when it comes to the DEI madness. I'm going to play you this clip. This is so funny. This guy's hilarious without even trying.
Type of real development from happening in that state. Take a look.
The guys who lost their $20 million homes on the ocean side of PCH will be knee deep in the permit process. They will be trying to pull permits when the guys in the Winnebagos will have been back for months before those guys ever get a permit. As a matter of fact, good fucking luck, because here's the deal. Alan Hamill and Suzanne Summers moved because they could not get a permit to rebuild their home of 40 years on the ocean on PCH, right? So here's what's going to happen. Let me just give you guys a little primer of what's going to happen. You know how Bill Maher seems real conservative now when he's like arguing with Jane Fonda about regulations, too many regulations, like strangling everything? Because remember, when Bill Maher tried to put solar in his house in Beverly Hills, that's when he turned against the government, because he saw what the government and the overreach of government and overregulation does. He got strangled. It took him 3 years to build a solar shack. He had a whole countdown on his show, day 1,000 since I've got my permit for my solar. He turned. Okay. The people who live in Malibu, who live in Santa Monica, who live in the Palisades, those are some of the most progressive blue voters in the world, or in the United States. They are a bastion of blue. So what those guys did is, all the people in the Palisades, I checked it out. It's about 80% blue, 80% progressive, 80% Democrat. Now, these are all sitting around crying about Karen Bass, water pressure. How come the forest wasn't cleared of all the brush? What's happening with the infrastructure? You guys all voted for Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles. You all voted for Gavin Newsom. And now you fucking get what you get. Oh, now that your house is on fire, well, now you're thinking about something else. Now you want to know what's going on. What's going on around here? You didn't give a shit about what was going on when other people's houses were on fire, but now you care. So here's what's going to happen. All these people who were deep blue Democrats are now going to have to pull a permit to rebuild. And they're going to get the 28-year-old from the Coastal Commission telling them to go fuck off. And then they're going to vote for Trump or whoever's Trumpian next. You see, they're going to get turned. They're going to get turned hard because, as I've always said, live in the rent control apartment in Santa Monica, fine, good. We know how you vote. Go deal with the city. Try to pull a permit. These are going to be thousands of homes, super wealthy people. And these people don't want to live in Van Nuys. They like it where they are. They love Malibu. They love the Palisades. They love Santa Monica. There's going to be a whole bunch of rich people, and they're going to go, I'm rebuilding, and I want to rebuild as fast as I can. And between the part where they go in to planning commission and plan check and initially and try to pull a permit, to the time the first load of lumber the first load of 2x4s is dropped off on their lot where their house formerly stood, it's going to be 3 years. And 1,000 permits and 1,000 arguments and 1,000 discussions with the Coastal Commission. They're going to go nuts. And when they start running into the bureaucracy and the red tape, they're going to start going nuts, and they're going to vote for Rick Caruso next time because they want to get. That's all Trump says is we're going to pull back the regulations. We're going to free people up. They're going to find out. They're going to get bit by their own snake. They're going to convert. I am telling you, these are the bluest people on the planet, and they're going to be fucking ripshit pissed when the city and the Coastal Commission tell them to fuck off. And by the way, I don't think the Coastal Commission is going to okay anyone rebuilding any of their houses on the coast because they say they're in the business of protecting the coast. They're in the business of getting you to leave. They will get their wish, which is no buildings.
He's wrong. They're in the business of getting you to pay them to allow you to stay. See, that's all this is about. Because let me tell you, I'll tell you something that even Adam Carolla maybe knows about it, maybe doesn't, right? There used to be all these environmental laws that prevented them from doing new developments downtown Long Beach on the coast. There were like these sea terns, these birds that they were trying to protect. There's like this little like bullshit wetlands right down there. Looks like swamp water. And they say, oh, all these natural species and all that live there. And if you keep building down there, it's going to make these species go extinct or whatever, right? Some Indian burial ground, some crap, right? Do you know that the same politicians who for years wouldn't let people build down there, it was just like all of a sudden we got this mayor, Robert Garcia, this Mexican guy, gay guy. That guy got voted in by, the LGBT community. He's actually my neighbor. He actually lives right the next block over from me. He's a congressman now. He was mayor of Long Beach for 2 terms. That guy got in under the banner of LGBTQ. I'm talking about he was so gay that they made special ice creams for him at the like little ice cream shops downtown for his wedding and special cakes and flavor. It was really ridiculous. That guy got in under the banner of LGBTQ. He got rid of all those environmental protections for downtown Long Beach, and they started putting high-rise, ocean air, the current, redoing all these like high-rise buildings. There's another one, I forgot the name of it, but they start putting all these high-rise buildings, the Camden, this one was called like Mosaic, all this stuff, right? This is what they do. They force you out by claiming environmental this, environmental that, right? The local government forces you out, eminent domain. We got to protect the environment. Within 10 years, they will be building on that spot again. I promise you. What's going on, and I don't know why Carolla doesn't really see this, but I do. They want to get rid of the homes that are in these ritzy locations, and they want to put high-rise, multi-family units in those places. Because if you got some guy who owns a home in Malibu and his spread is like 2 acres, 3 acres, whatever, only he lives there. Right? And the city really doesn't make a lot of money off of just his taxes, right? So what they want to do is they want to take a place where one family inhabits, and they want to use that space and have like 1,000 people live in that space, because that's 1,000 more people paying taxes. That's 1,000 more people buying gas, 1,000 more people buying cars, 1,000 more people buying cell phones, all of which are taxed, right? 1,000 more people buying Teslas, 1,000 more voters to vote for the local politicians. They just want to fill these spaces up with more people. And Malibu and Pacific Palisades are some of the last places in America, or in California at least, that are not densely populated. Even if you go to like Bel Air, you go up to like what's it called? What is it called? Griffith Park. All those places near the observatory, when you start hitting the streets, there's not many people up there. And they're like, we can funnel a bunch of people into this this place. All these cities want more people so they can make more money off of tax revenue. That's all this is about. And he's like, they don't want you there because environment be damned. We already had that in Long Beach. When it's all said and done, they don't give a damn about the environment. It's all about getting the family with the father, the mother, the 2.5 kids, and the dog. They want them out because they want to put Shanae, Shabukwe, Brad with herpes, little Sally or Susie Rottencrotch, the stripper. That's who they want there because they want the individual, the people in the highest tax bracket. The people who are the most, and I don't mean they make the most money, but they're the people who are most heavily taxed. I don't know if you guys know this, but single people are the most heavily taxed. That is why the cities incentivize single people. These cities aren't building homes like, hey, we need to build more housing developments for families. They are building freaking Cracker Jack box apartments. Elysian Park, good example. Let's get back into Corolla. I think he's missing that one though.
And they're going to make it hard for everyone. And then we're going to have to restructure the whole thing because we can't have 9 angry lesbians controlling everything that goes on in Malibu, the Palisades, and Santa Monica.
Yeah. So let's hope that's the case, right? As I always say,
I'm telling you, take it with a grain of salt. He was on point for a lot, but that's why you watch this channel, because there are other perspectives, and I believe he's a little bit older too. So he's thinking it's just the environment, but he's kind of like focused on that, right? But man, I've already lived through it. I've seen it happen. They don't give a damn about no environment. These people do not care about the environment. If they cared about the environment and global warming, you think they would be letting these fires rage out of control? You think they would make policies where you can't put fires out? That hurts the environment. Like, you did all this shit to like save the environment, and now you're destroying the environment with these fires. These are no longer just forest fires. These are homes catching on fire with all the chemicals that homes have, gas stations and all types of crazy stuff. John Doe, watching the building of single family homes, right? We watching the destruction of single family homes, the end, right? But yeah, that's what they're doing. That's all this is about. Mac 007, facts. This ain't even fire season, but that's not going to stop them from blaming unprecedented winds. Please, dude, what do you mean unprecedented? What do you mean unprecedented winds? They know good and damn well that these winds come every single year, like clockwork. Like clockwork. So for them to pretend like, oh, I got caught off guard, it's bull crap. It's 100% garbage. They're lying to you. I swear this is like a controlled burn, man. I got people telling me the fire trucks are there, they're just not even doing nothing. Because there's other ways to fight fires than just with water. You can dig like ditches and trenches and all types of stuff to keep the fire from like spreading. Where's that? Why aren't you doing that? I mean, they're scooping water out of the ocean. There's machines that can pump water. Those fire engines can pump water. They can suck water in. Take them down to the ocean and let them suck water and go take them up there and fight the fire because they hold a lot of water, those fire engines. I think they hold water. I'm not sure. I'm ignorant on it, but there are water transportation systems. I don't care if you got to fill up a bunch of water trucks, tanks on back of trucks. Go fight the fires, man. They don't want to. It's not beneficial to them. And that's one thing I learned about California. If it does not benefit them, they don't care about it. They're not trying to do it. I got to show y'all this video, though, that Zach Alita sent me. Look, so Karen Bass, remember when she was talking? There's a video of the people who are standing behind her while she's talking. And if you look at their faces, you know, have you ever worked at a job where you got a boss who's just a freaking idiot? And every time he starts talking, you just roll your eyes because you're like, here this mofo go again. These people just literally are looking like this lady is dumb as hell. Look at this black guy standing behind her. Because she is. She's up there looking stupid. She failed at her job and she's still trying to make it. She's still trying to hold on to that paycheck. And when you deal with these people, that's all they care about. They're not there. They're not there because they care about this state. They're there because it's a good paycheck. And they can go out and barely work. And it's not playing, but y'all saw the face. It don't matter. But they can go out and hang with their homegirls and be the baller of the group because they getting all this good government money. That's all this is about. That's all this has ever been about. I need you to understand. When these women are like, I want this position and I want to have the equal this to you. Women don't get these jobs so they can work hard as hell. Listen, man, there's women in the audience and I love every last one of y'all. But let's be real, ladies. Y'all ain't trying to work like a man. Ain't no woman trying to drag no dead body up out no building. Ain't no woman trying to haul bags of concrete. But what she will do is collect the same amount of pay as you for doing less work. She will get in that space and then be like, I'm a female. We see it all the time. No, I'm not knocking none of the ladies either. Get your money, dog. But what I'm saying is, why are we playing this stupid ass game? Why are we pretending that these women really want to be in traditionally male roles? They don't. They don't. No woman wants to give her life for a man or anybody else, damn near, unless it's like her kids. And I wouldn't even expect a woman to do that. I would say, yo, that's a man's job. That's a man's job to do that. But they didn't convince these ladies, these women, they have convinced them they need to get out there like dudes and be doing everything dudes are doing. And it's like, if you let them convince you of that, they just suckered you. I don't want my daughter freaking going in no burning building trying to drag some fat ass dude out. Who wants that for their daughter? People don't even like their sons doing these type of jobs. Now, I want you to listen to, this is the new fire chief of Los Angeles. I mean, she barely looks like a she. I want you to listen to what this woman says. If she had to drag a man out of a building.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person.
This lady looks nothing like me. She looks nothing like me. You want to see someone who looks like you. It doesn't matter how someone looks if they saving your damn life. Who cares about that? I'm playing that again.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
So you can't carry my husband out of a burning building. And her response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of fire. Guys, listen to this stupidity. I don't even think it's stupid. You can't even call it stupidity. This is just women. This is how women think. And I'm not knocking them. This is how they're supposed to think. They're the little baby makers of the world. So they have to think of self-preservation because through them, people come into the world. So they're like, look, you see this uterus and this like womb? This is important. Men, we are like everywhere. One man can impregnate 1 million women in like a couple of weeks. We are a dime a dozen. One guy can do the job of many. Women, it's different. They got mostly one kid at a time. You know what I'm saying? And in the wrong circumstances, your population will dwindle down to nothing if your women aren't, in good shape. She doesn't want to drag a big heavy ass black dude like me out of the window. And let me tell you something too. You guys talk about diversity. These type of dykes and butch chicks, they be so racist, it's not even funny. They be so racist, it's not even, and it's not even racist. They be sexist. Like they have the chip on their shoulder. I just ran into one of these at a Home Depot the other day, tripping on me because she tried to overcharge me for some bricks I was buying. And I point at the screen like, oh, this is right. I see it. Thank you. I'm like, dude, you just tried to overcharge me and you keep scrolling past the brick that's actually the one I got. And I'm pointing out because I don't got all day to sit here with you and play with you. I got it. Thank you. I'm like, just a bald head, little ugly little thing. Look, man, you hate men. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You hate me just because I'm a man. That's fine. But let's just let me get my brick so I can leave. You know what I'm saying? But listen to what this lady is saying. And I'm not even knocking her because this is how I know. I already know women feel like this.
Carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
A few moments later.
LA mayoral candidate and real estate developer Rick Caruso criticizing the city's response to the windstorm and fires. He says officials.
This is the guy who, Rick Caruso, he's the man who lost to Karen Bass in the mayoral election for California. Rick Caruso is a real estate developer. He actually owns a big ass apartment building in Pacific Palisades, but they actually saved his apartment. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think this shit is a controlled burn, and I think it's purposeful because they saved his big ass sprawling village. It's called the something village. They saved his stuff. They saved his stuff, but couldn't save the single family units. It doesn't make sense. John Doe, you better believe it, baby. That's the thing in California. They believe they have these people so like stuck on stupid, they don't even try to hide it anymore. That's the whole situation here. They're like, we don't need to hide it because we know you guys ain't gonna do shit about it. And I think that's the big message that, you know, the people of California have to send to these Democrat politicians. Even if you vote against, sorry, I'm stepping on court. Even if you don't like Republicans and say you don't like Trump and Orange Man bad and all that stuff, bro, you can't let nobody sit up and play in your damn face and keep on electing them because that never goes good. That never goes good. Like 100%, that never goes good. And that's what the Democrats are doing at this point. They are literally playing in people's face. Before we go to this next one where we're going to play this video of the LA fire. Actually, that lady before was not the LA fire chief. I'm tripping. It's another lady, but that must be the fire butch or something because she was looking butchy. But let me see this. So before we go into this, shout out to everybody who contributed to the stream. Shout out to my girl Eagle Eye Prepping. Thank you so much for the $5 holler in the Cash App. I appreciate you. Shout out to my boy JP from the LB for the $5 holler in the Cash App. That's the contributions we have so far, $10. You know, every day on here we got a goal of 30 whenever we rock, whenever we get in this space together. So, you know, hey, kick down if you feel inclined to do so or you have the ability. We do like $5 challenges, things like that. Greatly appreciate it. Also, if you don't have money, still support us in other ways. Hit the like button, share the content, hit a friend up. Hey, have you saw this? Check this out. This guy's going in. Real honest take on this situation. You know how we do over there. What up, my boy Miguel 24 in the building? Michael O, Africulture Concepts. I always got to shout out my day ones. Charlie Gabon been in here rocking with us for a minute. John Doe, of course. Mac 00. I always got to shout my people out. If I missed you, Tim, I see you in the building. I just know I see y'all and I acknowledge y'all, but we trying to keep the stream popping. But yeah, so listen to the LA fire chief, man. I mean, this lady's absolutely ridiculous. I want to play this. This is from when she first got sworn in. I'm gonna play like a little. This is 2 years ago when she first got sworn in. I want to play you guys a little clip of the context in which this woman was made the LA fire chief. Had nothing to do with qualifications. I promise you, nothing. It had nothing to do with qualifications. It had everything to do with, we're going to make history by putting the first female fire chief. That's all this is about. And she's going to take the job. Most of these people don't even want the job. But when you keep showing them zeros and everybody's like, girl, you can do it, girl power. You feel like you have to. You feel like you're obligated. This lady's like, dude, I want to go home and have a beer and freaking pass out drunk every night. You know, but now you're the fire chief. Let's play this though. The guys at Wayside and at the fire camps and stuff can't get this job, but these women who can get it. These little petiteness.
Takes a look at both the history of women firefighters and how Crowley hopes to encourage more to sign up.
They are the first on the scene. From the air, on trucks, and on the ground, they are our rescuers and our defenders. But hidden among the storied precision of helmets and overcoats,
we're gonna squirt up into the attic.
Our nation's firefighters are taking on a more feminine flair.
Coming from Ohio, that's where I was originally raised, I've never seen a female firefighter.
But now Crystal Renault is one.
Firefighter actually approached me in the gym and said, you know, you work really hard. I see how strong you are. And city's actually open for applications. I think you should apply.
She and Haley
Bruh, it's that easy. Somebody in the gym, you work really hard, you should apply. Bro, this lady couldn't even drag a 20-pound bag of potatoes up 3 flights of stairs. I promise you that. I promise you that. This one, she's a little slightly bigger, but if you see these people in real life, they're tiny. They are tiny. So small. They get swallowed up in their uniform. Guys, this is not, I don't know, this is like a sick joke of some sort, if you ask me. This is like a sick joke. Now, if she's driving the truck or something, okay, let her drive. Let her whip. You know, women can drive really good. There's a lot who can drive good. But, dude, y'all want this lady showing up? You choking on a fucking hot dog and she got to try to get you out the building and it's on fire? And a dog is biting you on your fucking ankle? Come on, dude. This ain't Backdraft. She ain't Backdraft. That's the only fire movie I know. She ain't Backdraft, dude. She ain't BD. You know what I'm saying? No, come on. You think she running into the World Trade Center on 9/11? Like, be real. Answer in the comments. Do you think either one of these chicks is running into the World Trade Center on 9/11 dragging people up out of there? Give me your honest opinion in the comments. All 128 of y'all. Give me your honest opinion in the comments. Do you think these ladies are running into the Twin Towers dragging people out on 9/11? Hell freaking no. Come on, man. That's against female nature. And if they did it, I would think they was a damn fool.
Denny are part of the newest class of probationary firefighters in the city of Los Angeles, the only 2 women to graduate in their class.
You've probably only done what, like 12 shifts?
Not even.
And although they are new, they've known from the beginning they are different.
What are the challenges of being a woman?
Size. I would say that was probably my biggest hurdle.
I think learning just technique of every different movement was a really big thing to try to overcome.
This equipment isn't built for someone that's, 5'4" and 100 and maybe 30 pounds soaking wet.
Come on, man. Come on, man. 5'4", 100. They're literally telling you we're too small to do this job. They're literally telling you. What's your biggest challenge? Size. I would be a bit small to be a firefighter because I'm short. There's a reason the big white boys and shit are the firefighters. You need people who are tall to do that job. I'm going to be real with you. You up on that ladder and shit, you need that extra couple of inches. Pause. I see the little squatty firefighter, like, why the hell did they hire him? They used to do firefighter catalogs, bro, like calendars. It's just par for the course that you got to be something of a specimen to be a firefighter. Failed athletes, right? Niggas who couldn't shoot a jumper, but they 6'3" or 6'4". Somebody who couldn't read the defense, but he was like an outside linebacker, 6'2", 6'3". Yeah, that's who I want doing that job. I want somebody who gonna say, damn, I just need to give it that last extra effort to drag this fat Negro up out of this building. Yeah, that's who I want. Mr. E, size matters. Pause. Right. What is this girl? She gonna smile me up out of the burning building? Looking like a lizard.
Some days.
And as they toured the city's firefighting museum, they realized how rare they are. Of the city's 3,700 sworn firefighters, only about 100 are women. Nationwide, female firefighters still only make up around 8% of career hires, making the pressure to succeed even stronger.
I want to be able to perform to the point where someone knows if we're going into the fire, Crystal has my back.
The first known female firefighter dates back to 1818, an enslaved woman in New York City named Molly Williams. In Los Angeles, there was the Society of Matrons, a volunteer brigade of lady defenders back in 1910. But despite being founded in 1886, LA didn't pay a woman to put out fires until 1984. Now, 38 years later,
it is my pleasure to be the first and congratulate you.
Los Angeles has its very first fire chief, who happens to be female.
The 19th fire chief of Los Angeles City Fire Department. It's pretty incredible. And I don't take that lightly.
Chief Kristen Crawley joined the department 23 years ago after finishing an internship as a paramedic.
As soon as I went into the fire station, I thought, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Once on the job, things weren't always easy.
Many times I was the only woman in our whole battalion.
Do you think that the way women are treated in fire service has changed in the last 2 decades?
I think it has changed. Is there room for growth? Absolutely.
In the LAFD, there have been allegations of sexism and harassment, something Crowley says must change.
It's a really perfect position to start and to prioritize that work environment, especially from the diversity, equity, and inclusion side.
And even Chief Crawley admits things were far from perfect in her career.
The eyes are on.
Man, get this crap. Man, listen, this y'all money. All I'm going to say is this what man or woman? Is this what you want your money to be spent on? When they take FICA, NICA, and FICA, FICA, PSYCA, and NICA, your damn check, is that what you want your money to be spent on? Trying to prove a damn point? You don't hire firefighters to prove a point. You don't hire police officers to prove a point. And a woman, to me, is more capable of being a police officer because she got a gun. She blasts your ass. Anybody could pull a trigger. So, yeah, she could do that. But you telling me that you want a woman dragging you out of a burning building? Yeah, Brandon, women can do anything, make No, they don't. I'm about to show you this video right now of this lady who was talking about she wanted to be a firefighter in another country, I believe, or something like that. And they were like, okay, we're going to put you through the fire test. Like, you're going to have to go in a building and do this and do that and do this. And she quickly realized, like, hell no, this ain't for me. Tap in. Check this out.
Oh, no.
This is tough. As high as you can. As high as you can. As high as you can.
Take a bigger run out.
She's a hard lady. Come on, Jane. Remember the elbow. Big run as fast as you can. And high. High. High.
Really? So close.
As fast as you can. Well done.
Oh.
Come on.
And she's at least 2 times the size of the women in that other video, the one we played before this one. She's a pretty big chick. You know, she got a little jelly roll going on. She got some weight. You know, there's weight in them breasts to sis. She got a little bit of weight on her and she can't even do it. And they're tiny. That girl said 5'4", 130. She ain't no 130 pounds, that little Mexican girl. She about 112 or 13 pounds. She was small. And these are situations you run into. Big ass doors. You got to kick down, break down a door. That's like damn near the main job of firefighters, busting in doors, right? So you can get people out.
Come out. That's such a great effort. Yeah, I think just 2 more throws and you would have been there, but that's tough for you.
A man with no firefighter training has no trouble with the same task.
A bit of an ousty one, I think. Be aiming higher. That's it. You got it. It's on the floor. Okay, brilliant. He's got the key. Come out. Yeah. Okay, fab. Brilliant. Well done.
A woman can actually fail the physical component of the fireman test and still become a firewoman to meet female quotas. Firewomen are paid exactly the same as firemen, who are more physically able and better suited to the job. This is wrong, and a very substantial pay gap should exist in the fire service, and also other services. That's right, you heard it here first. Male soldiers, male police officers, and male firefighters should be paid more than women. This is not about being unfair to women, it's about being fair to men and recognizing their greater efforts, their greater abilities, and their greater risks. This is a recurrent theme when we look at equality. Women want equal rights to do a job and equal benefits, but they also want lower standards of entry and less risk. And we let this happen.
One of the main changes that has to come is that if we want to talk about any form of emancipation, liberation, equality for women, then there has to be equality of responsibility.
By politicizing essential do-or-die services, we truly show the Pyrrhic victory of feminism. Men's lives are at risk. The lives of the public are at risk. And why?
She's not becoming a firefighter.
It's what she wants.
I'm telling you, guys, this is not, I'm not making this up. I'm not doing this to put down women. But what about small men? Juggernaut. Okay, Brandon. But what about small men? Not all men are as big as you said. There's men who are smaller than 5'5", less than 140 pounds, and can't bust down the door. Yeah, and most of those guys don't go out to be firefighters. I promise you. Find me one male firefighter who's 5'5" and less than 140 pounds. You won't find him. Because a man like that ain't even going to embarrass himself by going out there trying to do it. And if he is, he's a badass. There are some guys who are strong as hell. Some dudes have tensile strength. Right? Like, I'm being totally real with you. There are some dudes who are strong as hell. But most of these women who can't, most of these guys who aren't like built like that, they don't try it. They do not try. They're like, fuck that. Right? But this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. You can't be putting people into positions just to have diversity. And here's the reality. Here's the reality. You know that when you put the women in those spaces, what's going to happen? The men are going to be literally having to pick up the slack for them. The men are going to be picking up the slack for them. And is that fair to the man? He has to work twice as hard for the same pay because he has the girl in his unit. Now they got to be basically one man short because diversity, equity, and inclusion. These are situations that should never occur. I want to play this video. Too much pressure. You could say that again. Now she gets to, not only does he help her do her job because she can't do it, now she gets the sexual harassment lawsuit on him because he had to help her so the hose wouldn't blow her ass back. Pause. So the hose wouldn't knock her ass down. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? This guy has to do his job and her job. Okay, he needs to get half her paycheck because she can't even do her job without him. This is what we're talking about. Nature is nature. Nature is undefeated. You go against nature, you're just setting yourself, you know, back in the day, you're cruising for a bruising. That's all you're doing. You're setting yourself up for a major downfall. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate every single one of you. Everybody tapping in. Please just join us. Hit the like button, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. We're definitely trying to get the numbers up on YouTube. Man, we got the numbers really good on X. Shout out to my people on X, man. Y'all coming through in a major way. I appreciate y'all. The numbers on X are amazing. Let's get our people up on YouTube. Let's bring back some old friends if we can. We're covering the topics that are very important and that are pressing, the most pressing topics of the day. I got to go do something to finish up a little bit of work. So I guess till the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, Please take care of